Support for Kalamazoo Lively Arts is provided by the Irving S. Gilmore Foundation. Watch Kalamazoo Lively Arts every Tuesday at 6 p.m.
Shelley Irwin gets spontaneous with Crawlspace Eviction Improv.
We produce improv comedy, live improv comedy. We've produced the Kalamazoo Improv Festival the last 6 years. And yeah, it's been a lot of fun just featuring different talented people and just having a lot of fun and giving Kalamazoo a good taste of what improv is about.
All right, we're Crawlspace Eviction, and we do improv comedy, and we're from Kalamazoo, which is really fun to be an improv comedy group from Kalamazoo, because Kalamazoo sounds like a mystical land. It sounds fictional, which is fun. Because we're going to make a bunch of stuff up based on your suggestions, okay? So you are a big part of the show tonight.
Improv in the audience is, there's such a relationship with them. Because it's improv, you're relying on them for suggestions. You know, they toss things out, and then you build scenes and build things based on what they're saying or what they give you. And then you're also relying on them for your energy.
Tara, I'm ready for some improv. Let's do it.
We've got a really fun game to play. This is a game called Supercuts. And the way that we play is I'm going to set the three of you up in a scene. And anytime I come out and say cut, I need you to freeze. And I will ask a question. And whatever answer we get, the three of you are going to use in the scene. For example, what is Dan holding in his hands right now?
Meatloaf.
Meatloaf, awesome. So let's start with that. We'll say Dan has meatloaf in his hands, and Brian has the first line of the whole scene, which is just one word. What's the first word?
Iceberg.
Iceberg.
Some of the feelings early on were very different doing improv from the feelings doing improv now. There used to be a lot of anxiety, and you know, you just kind of worried about every show. And that's thankfully passed, and you know, the anxiety is pretty low with doing it now. And now it's a matter of really gauging what a particular audience is interested in, and finding where that is inside of you, because you don't want to just do something to appeal to that audience. You need to find it in you of what it is in you that is going to be appealing to them. And so finding that together with your group that's the feeling that's really great. It honestly is just a lot of joy. I guess that's the predominant feeling, is just pure joy because of the people that you're working with, because of the audience that is responding to what you're doing and enjoying it.
Iceberg! Yeah, when I finish my meatloaf, then I'll deal with the oncoming iceberg.
This is why we crashed last time, Sandy.
Oh, so what do we need to do? Do we need to cut the iceberg?
Freeze. She needs to do something very specific to the iceberg. What does she need to do?
Get the cherry picker.
Get the cherry picker, of course.
Sandy, get the cherry picker.
Sandy, have you tried this meatloaf? I'm not kidding you guys.
Here's the cherry picker.
Okay.
Right there.
I could die on that iceberg and it would be okay.
I got to admit, I do want to try the meatloaf. I know there's impending doom coming.
There's something very special about the meatloaf. It has something in it. What does the meatloaf have in it?
Asparagus.
Asparagus.
Yep. This is going to be fun.
Okay.
It's asparagus.
We're probably going to die, but I've got to try this.
No, you're not going to regret
You want
it.
the cherry picker?
Yeah, that's...
I did die.
Yeah.
Oh, this is enormous.
What happens when they try the meatloaf? What happens?
They immediately start drooling.
Of course they do. They start drooling all over.
Oh.
If the iceberg took me now, I would die a happy
I think
man.
it's going
You
to.
have a napkin?
Oh, of course I brought a napkin.
Sure.
Okay.
Oh, yep. Oh, I'm doing it too.
Oh, Sandy, I'm so
too.
glad you invited me on this cruise.
Freeze.
This particular ensemble, we've been together probably 5 years or so. There's, you know, people come and go, and we've had different incarnations of Crawlspace Eviction, the team. And right now, the people on the team are people that have been doing it for a while, and it's all people that are very grounded as people, as well as being very grounded in their performance.
The iceberg is getting very close. What do they hold up to stop the iceberg?
A pair of green shorts.
A pair of green shorts that Dan was wearing.
You know, Sandy, I feel like I've really done you guys a service by feeding you some meatloaf, but now it's time to save you guys from.
Take that iceberg!
I know. Brought it special just for the occasion. If I drape it over, pull this cord, it's a flotation device. It's gonna cushion us from the iceberg.
Oh, if he had done this last time, we wouldn't have lost Billy.
I wanted a little suspense, and I didn't like Billy.
Freeze! It works, but all of a sudden, they react with some sort of strange emotion. That's odd. What emotion do they react with?
Lust.
Lust.
Well, Sandy. All the saving lives
green
and
shorts.
I'm sorry, Sandy, but he is looking pretty good.
making everyone
In those
happy
shorts.
I
With the
think so
meatloaf.
too. We'll have to fight for him.
Oh, well, I was okay.
Okay.
I know this was supposed to be our
Okay.
weekend, but
Well,
girl, it is on
we
for
are
him.
Going for that.
Plenty of me to go around
Oh
you two.
my gosh. Oh.
This is one of those kind of cruises. I'm sure you.
Where's the
I will
iceberg?
use this
that.
pickaxe.
You'll use that pickaxe?
Whoa!
Oh, be careful, the iceberg.
Sandy.
Freeze! There's one thing he's always wanted to tell Sandy, and he tells her right now. What does Brian tell her?
He doesn't like anchovies on his pizza.
Nope. Get him out of here. He doesn't like anchovies.
I've always hated anchovies.
Bye-bye.
See ya.
Bye-bye.
All right. Guess it's me and Sandy for eternity.
I'm lusting.
And see.
And see.
So Shelley, with this group, there's no formal script. You have to have the ability to improvise, the ability to ad-lib.
That's why it's called improv, you bet. I mean, there is some structure, there is preparation, there is rehearsal, but it does come down to who is that audience and what does that audience need? And it comes down to, I guess, working together as a team, but every night is different depending upon their mood and what their story is they want to tell.
And if you're in the audience, this may not be a show where you're just looking at the program, then looking at the stage. You're part of the show often.
Yep, oftentimes they will even bring you up on stage and have you perhaps appear as a character or appear as a, I think Disney was brought into one of the performances, so it's an audience participation. But every show is different, and I bet you would have a good time up on stage, John.
I'd be willing to try, but I think I'll just start in the back row and work my way up for that. Thank you very much, Shelley.
Watch Kalamazoo Lively Arts every Tuesday at 6 p.m.